I don't know if it was my phone or what. But I'll give you all some time to come back in. Hello, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me. Now, come on in. Sorry about that. Maybe one day I'll get me a camera, actual camera, instead of using my phone. But you got to use what you have to get where you want to go. But yeah, I was just talking about you'll never be enough. And that's what we have to learn. It's okay, you know, if the relationship is not serving you, or it's not beneficial, or it's not healthy and going anywhere, it's okay. You don't have to hate the person. It's okay to just go on about your business. We have to learn that and unlearn being in toxic, unhealthy relationships where you know it's not working. It's okay to go your separate ways. It's okay to start a new life with someone else. You don't have to sit there and subject yourself to a relationship that's not working. You trying to force it, and it's not healthy. It is okay to give your goodness to someone else who qualifies, who will appreciate it. It's okay if you decide to be by yourself. It is okay either way. Thank you, Greta. How are you? It is okay. We have to learn how to unlearn some of the toxic patterns and behaviors that we have subjected ourselves to. We're in different times now. We're in different times. And I believe you shouldn't have to force anything. There's a difference between enforcing something and you just trying to get an understanding and get something to work. You know, or trying to understand somebody, then trying to force it. You know, you all are not equally yoked. You don't have nothing in common but lust. No. We just have to unlearn some of this stuff. You're welcome, Greta. And we just have to find clarity. And that's where that people pleasing come in at. We be so worried about what people are going to think. You know, if it's not working, it's not working. One thing I've learned to release people in peace. Release people in peace. Hello, guided by my intuition. Release them in peace. You don't have to hate. And see, we have these toxic behavior patterns where when you separate from someone, or when you leave a person, or you unfriend the person, the people feel like they got to go slander you to make you look bad. That says more about you than them. When you feel like you've been friends with a person for so many years and now you hit a bump in the road to where, like, you know what? We're not on the same path. We're not going in the same direction. So we're just going to go our ways. You don't have to hate that person. You really don't have to say you're no longer their friend. You could just go your separate ways. We have to unlearn these behaviors. And it all stems from people pleasing. It does. It all stems from people pleasing. We want to just please everyone. When you're the one that's going through the pain, you're the one going through the pain. You're the one that's hurting. Everybody else is living their life happy, doing what they want to do. Oh, yes, they'll do that, Greta. But see, that's not your responsibility. They will do that. That's how they really feel. And that should give you even more, strength and power and affirmation and confirmation to let you know you made the right decision. That you made the right decision, because any healthy person, they will understand. But, we live in a world where a lot of people are not doing the work. You don't have a lot of healthy people. So there's always going to be some type of conflict until you find your tribe. No, we're not perfect. You're not going to find this perfect person who don't make you mad and may not say things you don't. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people. Yes, I'm back, Shantae. I'm talking about people who know how to say, you know what? I didn't like how you said that. Or you came off a little harsh when you said that. And a healthy person will say, oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't my intention. Not that's just how I am. You got to deal with it. And no, we got to unlearn some of this stuff. Oh, yes, they'll stop speaking to you, Greta. Because, see, people used to having their way in your life, dear. They're used to you being a doormat. People please. Oh, she gonna do it. She'll do it. They're used to that. And we have trained people. We have taught people how to treat us. And you can't beat yourself up, because a lot of us are just coming and growing. Hey, Tarinia. A lot of us are just becoming and growing into ourselves. Some of us are 30. Some of us are 40. Some of us are 50. Some of us are 60. Because you were that way for so long because you didn't have new information. Now you're getting new information, and you're comparing the information that you're getting, and you're looking at yourself, and you're like, I do that. That's me. I do that a lot. That doesn't make me feel good. You start analyzing, reflecting, doing that internal work. And you're like, I got to put some boundaries in place because this don't make me feel good. And you start doing that work. Oh, people, they'll get mad. They'll stop talking to you for a while. Now, too, give people grace now. You got to give them a little grace. Don't be a fool, but give them a little grace, because you got to understand, too, we have taught people how to deal with us, and they've been doing it like that for so long. So we have to give them grace, which means, yes, they're going to get mad, but when they come back around, right? Don't hold it against them, but also, if it bothers you, don't you hide it and run from it and sweep it under the rug like it doesn't bother you. Give them grace. You have the conversation and you move on. You have that conversation when they come back around. Be like, I remember, the last time we spoke, or the last encounter we had, you made it, not you, I won't say you, because that it seems like you. Say, I sensed that the last encounter we had, I sensed that you got upset because, I had to put up a few boundaries. And it's okay if you got upset, but, you can say, this is how I'm living, how I'm going to move forward from now on. And if this is, if this is not how you want to operate in my life, it's okay for us to go our separate ways with no love lost, no grudges. Because what we'll do is, we know we are bothered by things people do to us. We won't say nothing. We'll sit and let stuff pile up. And then Everything explodes over one little thing. But because you allowed things to pile up for so long, the one little thing blows out of proportion because all of the other things that you didn't address because you were too afraid, now everything's coming up. That's just like you can talk to a person. I had a person when I was addressing something with them about, a situation that was going on at that moment. And this is deflection. I had a person I was talking to, discussing some things with, that we were going through. And I was discussing something with them. And I said that this is what is going on now. They brought up something I did 10 years ago, 20 years ago. They brought that thing up as if it was happening that day. And that is called deflecting. They're deflecting and they don't want to take accountability. And you got to let people know when they do that, let them know if you had a problem, you should have brought that up back then. If you wanted to address that, you should have brought that up then. But we're talking about what just happened. Bring it back to the conversation at hand, because people will deflect so they won't take accountability. Never let a person bring up something you did 10, 15, 20 years ago if you guys are discussing something they did today. Let them know that's on them. They should have brought it up then, unless it's your children or somebody like that, unless it's somebody young who, finally got the courage to tell you, Mama, I didn't like when you said, and this probably wasn't nothing intentional. As a parent, we say stuff, we do stuff, we be in our daily, functionings, and sometimes we don't think. Unless it's your children bringing something up to your attention, or somebody who you're not having a conversation with, because sometimes people will bring up stuff. Like I said, the person I was talking to, they brought up something that I did years ago that I did not deny. I took full accountability, but that wasn't the point. The point was, don't bring up something to make me feel bad because you don't want to address what you're doing. You don't want to address what's at hand. That's called deflection and not taking accountability. Excuse me. No. Anybody should, well, let me correct myself. Anybody should bring up something that you have done or that bothered them, regardless of how long it's been. But as long as it's not the person who you're talking to about an issue they did. Because see, that's deflecting, if you get what I'm saying. You get my point? Oh, you did this, you did that. Well, why you didn't bring it up then? Don't bring it up now that I have an issue. And that's what I meant by people will wait and let stuff pile up and pile up and pile up. And then when any little thing blow off, oh, they want to get, it's like they're getting back at you for what you did 15 years ago. It's like, no, you don't want to be with people who do that. You don't want to be around people who do that, who can't accept accountability for what they have done. This is when you have to set boundaries. Yes, that's what they'll do, Tyrenia. Because they don't want to take accountability. They don't want to take accountability. I stopped doing it. If something bothers me, I bring it up. If I'm heated about it, I said I got 48 hours. But longer than 48 hours, I'm not going to, no. And people will get mad. They will. But you let them have their fit right over there. You have that temper tantrum right over there. You can go ahead and fall out. You fall out right on over there. And they will. They'll get mad. They'll talk about you so bad. They will lie on you. They'll create all kind of stories and narratives. But that's just that shows you the heart of those people. Who would want to be around people like that anyways? This is the foolishness we have to stop. Who would want to be around people who gonna sit and lie on you, talk about you so bad because you set a boundary? You don't want them to disrupt your peace. You don't want them to disrupt your healing process. So you got boundaries for right now. Oh, you treating them wrong. You wrong for that. You this, you that. No. I'm protected. That's what I'm doing. I'm protected. Protecting my emotions and protecting my healing journey. Because your energy is still off. People's energy be off, and you can't ignore that. And we always say something just not right. And we'll ignore it. If my intuition tell me something's not right, I'm listening. And I'm going to distance myself from that person as much as I could. And 9 times out of 10, let me tell y'all, when that energy be off like that, and you trying to figure out what's going on, what you did, 9 times out of 10, it's because that person has been talking bad about you. That person has been talking bad about you to somebody. So their energy, their true feelings, their energy is telling you that something's not right. They don't slander your name. They have lied on you. They've been talking about you. And people are so two-faced it, you don't know because they come smile in your face and pretend, and you don't know, but you just feel that energy. Something is off. Put a 1 in the chat. If you've never been wrong, have you ever been wrong when you listen to your intuition, when you listen to your energy? Put a 1 in the chat and let me know. Have you ever been off, been wrong? You knew something was going on. I wish I could put my 1. I'm not talking about your assumptions. When you were just assuming, well, why they did that? No, I'm not talking about assumptions. I'm talking about that intuition. I'm talking about that gut feeling. That's saying, hey, alert, alert. Something's not right. I'm talking about that feeling. Put a 1 in the chat. Have you ever been off? My intuition haven't failed me yet. Assumptions have. Me assuming and not asking, my assumptions have failed me. But that intuition, that energy never failed me. Something's just not right with this person. I'm not saying you speaking from jealousy. I'm talking about that intuition, that gut feeling about people. Let me see those 1s. Yes, Tyrenia. Exactly. Your energy is not going to lie to you. People can come and say they love you and oh, I love you. Yes. I say it's the God placement system. That's what I call it. It'll tell you. We just got to trust it. And we don't trust it because we've been taught to trust everybody else but ourselves. Never led me wrong. But once we learn how to stop people pleasing and stop being overly concerned with what people are going to say and do, we'll be all right. We will be okay. Exactly. Always trust it. That's when the enemy try to confuse me, Greta. When the enemy try to confuse me about making certain decisions, I always go back to the first thing. I always go back to the first thing that I thought about. And I be right every time. I be right every time. I go back to the first thing. Because the enemy wants you to doubt. He wants you to doubt yourself and decisions. The enemy loves for you to be confused. Whenever you're confused about something that's supposed to be simple or that you need to do, that's the enemy. He loves to operate in confusion. When you got issues going on with your family, yes, when you have issues going on with your family, and it's always like this confusion. You got confusion going on with your kids. You best believe there is a serpent that's planting seeds in the midst of y'all. Lying tongues, projection. You better believe there's an enemy in the midst. You trying to build a good relationship with your children. You just trying to break generational curses, and all of a sudden you get all this confusion. Oh, you best believe somebody planting seeds. Talking indirect messages so your children can hear it. Telling lies. You best believe. But I say also in this season, we're going to have to become confrontational. Not just to overcome people pleasing, but to stop the enemy in its tracks. Because sometimes when you don't address things when it first pop off, it's almost like it's consent. You're giving that thing a license to drive. You're giving that thing a license to drive if you don't address it as soon as it pops off. If you know what I mean. Like when something is happening and it needs to be addressed, that means that you need to address it sometimes right then and there. Because if you don't address it and you just let it go, oh, the enemy's going to run with that thing. The enemy is going to run with it. The enemy is going to run with it. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's going to run with it. So that's what I want to talk to you all about. We got to get up. We got to get through and get past the people pleasing. You know, my messages be going from one thing to another. But we have to get past the people pleasing. You should be able to be comfortable and confident in making decisions that is good for you without you worried about what other people are going to think. You're welcome, Keisha. Without you worrying about and it is, yeah, it is. That's why I just let the spirit flow where it flows, girl. But what I was going to say, yes, when you learn to deal with the people pleasing, you also fix other things that are going on in your life. You fix other things that are going on in your life once you address that one area, because they're all tied to different areas. You fix that one thing, you're going to fix something else. The sun is glaring down. screen. I could barely see it. I hope I don't break my glasses like I did the other ones. But I'm sitting here holding the phone. But once you deal with that people-pleasing spirit, oh, thank you, Celestine. Once you deal with that people-pleasing spirit, you're going to become a different person. So much weight is going to fall off you. You're going to become a different person. And it's work. I'm not telling you all that it's easy. I'm not saying it's real easy, because it's not easy. It wasn't that easy for me. I just kept fighting. Because what seems easy to some people is hard for others. It all depends on what they went through, what they experienced in life. That's why I don't be judging people's situations. Like, people may not get it the way you get it. And that is okay. As long as you get the information and you be honest with people, let them know it's going to take work. Because the reason it takes so much work, because you got to unlearn what you have been doing forever. You got to unlearn a behavior pattern that you have been doing since you were brought on this earth, probably. And since you knew, right from wrong, or you've just been doing it so long. It's second nature to you. That's why you have to re-watch or read messages that are inspirational. You have to listen to it sometimes every day so you can reprogram your mind. I do it. I listen to some messages. I was listening to a message today from Mel Robbins. I think that's her name. It was called Letting Go. And some information she said, it was some good information. Good information. It is, Greta. Oh, I've been there. I know. I'm one of them. Look, I'm one of them. But once you make up in your mind, you do them affirmations, you do the work, you pray, you fast, whatever it takes. That's not going to put you back into another stronghold. I just believe in doing things spiritually. Don't be touching all this tarot cards and talking to psychics and all that, because you adding more trauma to yourself. You're opening more doors when you do all that, because a lot of people seek out that stuff and crystals and all of that. No, you don't need all of that. You seek God and allow him to guide you to the right people. You'll be delivered. You'll get through it. It's a process. You don't want to try to get anything anyways that is quick. My grandmother always told me, if it comes quick, you're going to lose it quick. And I believe that. And that's what I believe, going to psychics and all them different people. Those are quick fixes. It's not doing anything for you in the long term. That's just temporary. Because you have to change your behavior. In order to do something different, you have to unlearn and change your behavior. And that takes time. It takes time. That's the reason they say lottery winners. I don't know about all that, because if I win, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'll do right. But that's why they say most lottery winners go broke within, what they said, 3 years, 3 to 4. Or 3 to 5. It's one of those, it's a short period of time where they say lottery winners go broke. Right? within the first 3 to 5 years, I want to say. And the reason that is so, and I had to say, that don't make sense. But I'm going to say this, then I'm going to leave. But you got to think about this. If I go from, not me, because I'm rich in spirit, so if I get that type of money, I'm going to do right. Okay? But seriously, for the average person, if you go from rags to riches overnight, and you go from being in poverty to being wealthy overnight, you're destined to lose that money because you didn't go through the process, right? You didn't go through the process for you to be able to sustain that amount of wealth, because you went from poverty to wealth overnight, but you still got a poverty mindset. Your mindset did not change for you to sustain that type of wealth that you have now. Your mindset didn't change. Only the bank account and the numbers in your bank account changed. Your mindset didn't change. So therefore, you're going to still do what the poverty you always done. Nothing is going to change. That's why the average person goes broke who win the lottery within that short period of time, because nothing changed about them but their bank account. Because if you didn't manage your money with the little bit you had, with the 40,000, now you got 40 million. If you didn't manage with the 40, you're not going to manage with the 40 million. If you didn't manage with the 40,000, if you didn't manage with the 10,000, you're not going to manage the 40 million or the 10 million. This is why quick fixes don't stay, because you're not going through the process to sustain the fix, to keep the fix fixing. But see, you already have that habit, Greta. That's the point. You have that habit. If you manage your money now, you're going to manage it when you get more. If you're a good steward now, you will manage it. But the average person, they lose it, because they went from the bottom to the top with no form of transformation, knowledge, or education. Their bank account changed, so therefore they have the same habits. They don't have any new habits. That's why they always said a butthole without money would be a butthole with money. And I never understood what they said that, but they didn't say the butthole part. They said the other word. And I understand why now. I'm like, that don't make sense. But once you understand and you start doing the work on yourself, you understand, there is going to exaggerate what's already in a person. Whatever is already in you, that's how you're going to be with money. If you're not a giver now, you're not going to be a giver when you get money. You're going to get stingier. You're going to say, I don't have it. Because you're going to always be thinking about something else you could do with that money. Although you got 40 million, you're like, oh no, I could do this. I don't have it to give. But when you are a giver, you're going to give automatically. You're going to make sure you look out for the people who you've been looking out for. But that's why. But I hope that analogy worked, or you guys understood it. So I got to get ready to go. And it's 11:11. I got 11 likes and 11 people listening. Have any of you all been seeing those numbers? Let me know before I go. Have y'all been seeing those double digits? 44, 33, 11, 22, 77. You're welcome, Greta. Because I'm still seeing all those numbers. I know it's God. I know it's him saying he's present. Yeah, a lot of people have. And a lot of people think those are considered angel numbers. No, we're not getting all into deep in that. But you do have people that are seeing all these numbers. I mean, I just be saying them all. Oh, that's your birthday, Greta? Yep. But you all let me know. But it was nice chatting with you. I got to get ready to go. I went to get my. Oh, listen. Let me ask you all. Do you all name your cars? I named my car. My car name is Sylvie. I have a silver car, so I named it Sylvie. And then the last car I had was named Gracie. So this is Sylvie. And I had Gracie. I had the Gray Goose before. And you're welcome, Greta. But listen, I have this little thing where I name my cars. Yeah, Keisha, girl, I be naming my cars. I be naming my car, be naming people and everything. I'm gonna stop that because I don't want to be seeming critical. And I don't be meaning no harm when I be naming people, especially if I be crossing the street. I be like, go ahead on, Susie, now. You know. Go ahead and cross the road, Susie. But it just be me or when my kids are around. I don't be doing it out, you know. I don't do it out, you know, to make people feel bad. But let me go. But yeah, I got Sylvie clean today, so I'm proud. I want to get my little Sylvie seats shampooed, but I'm trying to wait until I have some time because I know the seats are going to have to air dry. So I try to keep up with little Sylvie, keep her in tip-top shape. And I'm gonna say this. I said I was gonna leave. Y'all go clean out them closets. Clean them closets out. Go ahead and clean out them closets. Give away them clothes that you know you're not going to wear anymore, so you can make room for other things. Because you know, when you have clutter, it is tied up to something that's going on inside of you mentally. Like when you declutter your space, you declutter yourself too. So go in that closet. If you haven't touched that shirt in a year, it's time to give it away. Go in that garage, clean that garage out. Give some of that stuff away, sell it. Anything. But y'all be blessed. Okay? That was for somebody. Somebody needed to hear that. Y'all be blessed.